everyone to episode 10 of the Healthy Music Diet podcast, where we expand your palate one track at a time. I'm your host, Lloyd. And on this week's episode, I have a guest all the way from the UK. He reached out to me via Instagram, which I do advise everyone to follow me at Lloyd _podcast. And he goes by the name Daniel Keane.
Daniel Keane, hello. How are you doing, Lloyd?
I'm good. How are you? How is it in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit crazy with the COVID-19 stuff going on. We're doing me and my partner, we were doing a bit of filming for a new song after Lose You, so that was good. Just trying to keep busy, to be honest, that sort of thing.
Yes. Are they like lowering the restrictions in England right now?
It's a really strange situation over here, because so they're opening up like supermarkets and like clothing shops and everything, but you still can't visit anyone from outside your house. It's really weird. They at the beginning, like back in like March or whatever, when lockdown started, they wanted to do like herd immunities. They wanted like all of us to like be bunched together, and they wanted like to kill off like a good deal of us. It was really weird situation.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not the best. What about you guys?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm on the northeast near New York, and they're actually starting to do like, I think, phase 2. So now like barbershops and more service industries are starting to open back up, even to the bars, which I don't know why they would want to open the bars, but hey, we got to cope some way, somehow. So.
Yeah, we're not having any barbershops open at the moment, and my haircut is definitely like feeling it. I need a cut sometime soon.
Yeah, same. I haven't gotten a cut since actually probably like February. But yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
No, you're looking good, man. It's a good look.
Thank you. So yeah, so the COVID, everything. But I want to actually start off with when you reached out to me. I actually checked out your Spotify. Because everyone, if you're not aware, Daniel, he makes music, and it's a very different. Well, he's the first artist that's going down a different route than the normal artist that I started off interviewing recently. And his first song that I took fancy to was his song "Lose You." And Daniel, could you talk a little bit about the song "Lose You" and how it came to be?
Yeah, so I started writing it with a mate of mine last year. We were just kind of jamming out some ideas, and the lyrics, it kind of comes from like me and my partner's relationship, just kind of struggling with money, that sort of thing. It kind of just, I think it was around like August, like last year, like Charlotte was like, she'd gone to France for like a couple weeks or something, and I was just playing around with like the melodies of it, and then I eventually stumbled across like some good lyrics, I think.
Yeah.
With the sipping wine and the not a lot of money, not a lot of cash, that sort of thing, and it sort of came together. Mm-hmm. And especially there was sort of like a Amazon analogy with a click it, you buy it, you wear it in summer, that came around August as well. So it's really weird. It kind of was birthed in like May, and then most of it came out in like August, and then that's sort of how it came together. But the song was recorded in like December of last year, so it took like a long time to put together.
But then too, I saw on your YouTube you had the music video for it, and you had a disclaimer in the comments section saying that it was recorded previously because right now currently times are different.
Oh yeah.
So
yes, that was funny, man, because it was like we filmed that in like December simultaneously with the song, but it just I had a song, Breaking Beauty, that came out in like February, and it just took ages to find a date for Lose You. Like, it took ages to find a date where it would work. So it kind of worked in lockdown. I thought it was quite funny because it was, it's very like, it's very like kind of weird time to release it, I guess.
So which creative process was harder, the music video or just creating the song?
I don't know. I mean, this for me, like creating the songs is always quite an easy process. Like for me, I always try and do it in like 5 to 10 minutes for some reason. Like that's sort of like a good avenue of time to creating a song. Music videos can be a bit more complex, really. Like I like to take my time with it. I mean, that video, it only took like 1 day's worth of filming, but then Sainsbury's Girl that you were mentioning, that took like 4 days or something. So it can really it can really vary depending on how much I want to get done for it. And this one, I Can't Change, one I'm working on at the moment, it's taking ages. It's taken like 4 or 5 days so far, so it's really difficult to pin down.
Yeah. And also too, you had another track, I'm looking at my notes, Beach Boys Breakdown. Could you explain that song?
Oh yeah, so that song's like it's inspired like mostly about me not being able to go out with like my mates and stuff. It's a weird one really, because that EP that I was working on, Pop Bangers Mad Anxieties, the other 2 songs on it, the Sainsbury's Girl and the X videos, they were like pre-written for like 3 months. But this Beach Boys Breakdown one, it was like in like half a day or something, the lyrics and the melodies. Like it came out really quickly. It was inspired by Declan McKenna. His song Brazil.
Him. Yeah, Brazil,
quite a bit.
Yeah. And I love his song, Why Are You Always Down?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Why Are You Always Down? I gotta check that out.
Yeah, the music video for it would be a great song. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have a little look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you did touch upon Sainsbury's Girls, that song earlier a little bit, but that's my favorite track so far by you. And
cheers, mate.
And it was giving me like pub vibes. Like I was at a bar listening to it, and it's very evolutionary from like 70s, 80s sound, but you give your own modern take on it. And I advise everyone to go out and check out that song, or even his whole discography in general. But how did you create that song?
Yeah, Sainsbury's Girl, that was a weird one. I'm just checking out the comments and everything. Yeah, someone was saying this sounds like what posh teenage girls from London listen to while smoking tea bags or whatever. It's quite funny. That song, that is a weird one. That one, that was. I'm trying to think of what started it. To be honest, it was like, I think it was the guitar riff, like the I think the loop pedal. I used like this kind of like Boss loop pedal, like to sort everything out, and it kind of it was. I used like this cheap like MIDI keyboard sort of thing with my stuff, so it was just a combination of that really.
Okay, and you add like the presets. Okay, yeah, because I have a MIDI keyboard too, which I haven't used.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you did say how you're trying to give off like how the girls, like posh girls, would be listening to. But how big is the 1975? I have to just get that out the air. I'm always curious.
Oh yeah. The 1975 is like quite a big influence on my sort of style. Like for me, the backing vocals are very like prominent. Like the "It's Not Living If It's Not With You," like that song, like is a really big influence. Lyrically, I'm quite inspired by them because they talk about issues of modernity and that sort of thing, and that's quite key in my sound, I guess. So yeah, I'd say I'm quite heavily inspired by them.
Think that they're a rock band or a pop band?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say they're a pop band, to be honest. Yeah. They're very kind of inspired by those sort of sounds and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know really. They kind of borrow a bit from everything. Like they kind of have a bit of like shoegaze. They have a bit of like country. Like they have a bit of everything.
Yeah, off their latest album, definitely.
Did you hear their notes on a Conditional Form album?
Yeah, it was like all over the place. In my opinion, I thought it was like not a cohesive thought. Yeah,
it was very weird. Like very weird mix of sounds. Did you rate the album? Did you like it?
It was okay. I don't see myself going back as much compared to their second one, like their sophomore album.
Oh yeah, I like It Where You Sleep. That is an absolute gem of an album. For me, it's their third album, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships.
Oh yeah, no, that's
like my biggest. Well, I have a picture of it in my studio. It is such a good album. Like it's got a really good like mix of like sounds, and the lyrics in it are just gorgeous as well, I think.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking about, because my favorite song off of it was Sincerity is Scary.
Oh yeah, that's a good track. I love that. I
love the church influences, because even with like house music, like Clean Bandit would add in probably like a chorus from like a church, which I really so I'm just like, okay, Matt, he added that in, so I can get down with with this song.
I'm trying to get into a bit more of like house and garage music in my own sort of thing, really. I'm trying to like figure out how it would stick, really. At the moment, I'm just playing around with sort of some modern like beats and that sort of thing, but it's not really working. But since it's funny you mentioned Sincerity is Scary, because those sort of backing vocals are very prominent in Lose You and I Can't Change, I think.
Yes. Ooh, this is beyond not really the song, your next single that came out that I was looking at, but I want to ask about the artwork for your single Friends parody.
Oh yes, let me have a look. I'm gonna have a look at that. What, the one of the two girls in the bathtub?
Yeah, like did you take that picture?
Yeah, so it's my partner and one of my best friends actually that took part of that. The girl with the who's down in the bottle of vodka in the background, that's Charlotte. That's my partner, and the girl with the sort of mask on, that's Aisha. So yeah, they're quite close friends of mine. They're on the other artwork, the Pop Bangers Mad Anxieties thing. I quite like the consistency of having them both on. I think it looks quite cool.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, definitely have them more in your like music, because there's another artist that I listen to. He goes by the name Still Woozy, and he.
Oh yeah, Still Woozy. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about him.
Oh, you don't. Yeah, wait. What is your opinion on him? I'm curious.
He does. I like his songs like Goodie Bag and like Habit and stuff, but he's a bit of I don't know. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I just don't rate him that much. I don't know what it is. Okay. I have that with like a few artists. There's like there's another one I'm trying to think of, but I don't know. He's all right.
Oh no, I love Still Woozy. Just I think he takes a lot of R&B influences in his music with indie, like the Mac DeMarco route, but then make it with like an infusion of like R&B, which I do really love about what he does. So that's what gravitates me. Yeah.
I like Mac DeMarco and Rex Orange County, that sort of thing. I like those sort of mixes of like, with Rex, I like his mix of like R&B and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, have you heard of the band Last Dinosaur?
Last Dinosaur? No, I haven't actually. I'll have to give them a go.
Yeah, listen to their song Sunday Night. That was one of my favorite songs by them. Yeah, on like Sunday my indie like exploration. There was also
I'll give it a go.
Like No Vacation, if you heard of them. No Vacation.
I like their guitar. I really like that.
Yeah, like the chorus too is like very, very good. So yeah,
they've got some good mixing on their thing. I'm always jealous of people that are able to mix their stuff really well. I'm like terrible at it.
Like, how's the process for mixing? Because I always hear a lot of artists saying that mixing that's like pretty much the separation between a really great song and like an exceptional song, because if you don't mix it correctly, it can mess up the whole song. So how's like mixing the process?
For me, it's I just can't produce. It's really difficult for me. Like I did the first few things you heard, like the Friends parody and that sort of thing. Those are songs I mixed myself. But the latest ones like Lose You and that sort of thing, that was produced by someone that did their sound engineering for REM, which was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So it's really good. It has that sort of like 80s like alt rock kind of vibe within the sort of mixing and mastering of it, and I really like it. It comes out quite gorgeous. I couldn't I don't think I could produce really. I'd love to, but it's so difficult, man. As you said, it's the difference between like a good mix and a euphoric mix or whatever.
Yes. So Daniel, what's the hardest part of being a musician?
I think the hardest part of being a musician is just the grind, to be honest. It's just keeping it up every day. Like I have to submit a lot of like Reddit links and like Spotify links to try and get it on playlists and that sort of thing, and that is it's a bit of a ball ache. It can just take like ages and ages of time, and like it's really difficult to figure out how much time you want to put into it as well, because that there's some days where I wake up and I'm like just not in the mood for it whatsoever, or something else is on my mind, and then especially recently, and then there's other days where I can go at it for a long time. It's difficult. I think what's difficult about being a musician is just getting the notoriety from people, getting the sort of acclaim from people,
Yeah, because even too right now, even though we have technology, which is like the great equalizer, there isn't much gatekeepers. It also makes it a little saturated. So now it's kind of hard to get on.
Yeah, that's the issue I've been having. Is that there's a lot of like there's a lot of Spotify playlists that I'd like to get onto, but yeah, it's just so saturated with just all these different like bands and all these like acts that are doing like quite similar things to me or whatever, and it's just trying to stand out in this sort of landscape. Like with my music videos, I try to like give it its sort of like really saturated like edge, like really colorful edge, but yeah, it's really difficult.
True. Yeah, because for me, what I notice that really separates artists nowadays is engagement with their audience.
Oh yeah, I try and I like on my Instagram to like do as many like little engaging things as I can. Like I like doing like little dumb polls or whatever. Like I do like I do like some really dumb stuff, like with I think, or what is it today? I did like what do people think about OJ, like orange juice, OJ or no J?
Oh,
and I put like some votes for it or something, and like 5 have put I like it.
I thought you were gonna say OJ Simpson.
Huh?
I thought you were gonna say OJ Simpson.
No.
I was like, oh, the juice is loose.
No, it's just dumb like orange juice stuff. It's just weird like little polls I put up. I like doing like little mood ratings of people, like seeing if anyone's like doing okay, that sort of thing. It's difficult. It's difficult to engage, but I try the best I can. We were going to sell these like little face masks actually, with some little faces on it and little foxes and that sort of thing, but that never really came around because a lot of people don't really have the money.
True. Yeah, because like you can even brand it with like DK on it, so like whenever someone wears it, they're like, oh cool, who's it by? And then it comes back to you.
Well, there's this like little sun logo I have where it's a little it's like a sun that's really like stoned. He's got like sunglasses on. We were going to use that on like the masks and stuff, but that was difficult to put together. I mean, I have a mate of mine, Valentine, that does like little face masks, so I'd have to ask him.
Yeah. And have you done any live shows yet? Because I did see on your Instagram you were outside at like a market. If you were describing it.
So I gigging has been quite difficult for me. Like I but even before lockdown, I was doing like a few like busking events, like in towns and that sort of thing. But yeah, the live music scene here is like really difficult. There's not much money you can kind of make out of it. Like especially in the first year, I was doing this, and there was a band I was in before. There was like hardly any sort of venues that you could do really. It's really, yeah, it's difficult. There's not much notoriety in the live music scene here, I don't think.
Wow, yeah, because from overseas, when I'm on YouTube, I'm always seeing like the bigger name, like indie stars, like Thomas Misch, and like probably.
Oh yeah, Thomas Misch. I saw him at Glastonbury with Lloyd or whatever. He was really good.
Yeah,
that was a brilliant set. Have you heard of Lloyd? He's really good.
Mm-hmm. And then like there's like what, fresh kiwi juice, FKJ.
Oh yeah, fresh kiwi.
Yeah, so
I've heard of that.
Because I could see you eventually down the road at Glastonbury. I was gonna put that in eventually. Yeah, so.
Oh, I'd love to. For me, I'd love to do all like the festivals and that sort of thing. They've got like. Have you heard of riders? Like they're very like if you perform at like festivals, they give you like tons of like free stuff. Like there was a in my old band, there was a festival we played called Vicar's Picnic, and we got given a bottle of wine with our names on it, basically.
Oh, nice.
That would be sick. Like I'd absolutely love to do that with festivals nowadays.
Yes. And have you been to the US yet?
I haven't actually. No, I've been. I went to New York and Washington a few years ago, and everything. That was pretty good. That was a holiday with my family and everything. I liked New York quite a bit.
Yeah, I went to college in New York. Great place. Great place. But do you see yourself moving to the United States to pursue music, or would you try to get like a fan base in the UK and then transition it overseas?
To be honest, like I would love to have like an active fan base in America and stuff. Like I'd love to have an active fan base in a lot of countries actually, but particularly in Canada and New York. I'd love to kind of do the festival circuit there. That would be great.
Yes, that's cool. And Daniel, for like music influences that inspire you to create your music, which artist would you describe as kind of like influential in your process?
For me, it'd be like the Smiths, The Cure. They're quite big influences. Echo and the Bunnymen, Tears for Fears, 1975 as well. Gus Dapperton.
Oh, Gus Dapperton, yeah, I love his music.
Yeah, those are probably like the biggest like influences. Gus Dapperton's a weird one though. Like his music recently is a bit kind of off. I'm not really a big fan of his.
Honestly, yeah, me too. Like that EP he had, I wasn't that blown away.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it sounds weird, but like when he had like the bowl cut, like he like made better music. It's weird. I don't know what it is. It's like some like telekinesis link, but he definitely made better music with the bowl cut. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I should try to get in contact because I know someone who actually went to school with him in New York because he's from like Warwick. But,
oh, really?
Yeah, he was from Warwick, New York. So like, all right.
Fair. Who do you know in relation to him?
Oh no, it's just a girl from my school, from my college.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, but I did like his song "Sock Boy." I'm looking at it right now off of his EP. But in World Class Cinema, I have mixed reviews about that.
Yeah, I really liked World Class Cinema. I really liked the chorus there. I really liked that bit. That was really good.
But his song "I'm Just Snacking," classic.
Yeah. Classic. Oh, that's a good song. Great title as well.
Yes. And then, Cosmo Pike. Have you heard of him? I think he's from England.
Yeah, Cosmo Pike's really good. I really like him. I really like his voice. He's really cool.
But he like fell off like the face of like the music industry. I haven't heard of any new music since like 2017. I don't know what he's doing, but hey, I hope he keeps.
Yeah, he's really good. I really like him and. Do you listen to King Cruel at all?
Oh,
he's really good.
Yes, I love King Cruel. His latest album, great.
Yeah, I really like his stuff. For me, it's the album he did, The Ooze, that I really like. That with like Lonely Blue and Biscuit Town and that sort of thing. Those are really good songs.
I love his song "Dumb Surfer." Is it "Dumb Surfer"?
Oh yeah, "Dumb Surfer." Yeah, that's a really good song.
Yeah, like it's a good Halloween track. If you have like a little house party, you throw it on. Yes, that one.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a little listen. Yeah, I love his I love his vocals on that, and I love the beats he puts together for it. Really cool.
Yeah, because I remember reading up, I think in like 2014 when he dropped his first like EP with Baby Blue on it and Borderline.
Yeah. Like
Beyonce and like Kanye gave like great acclaim. Like, oh, like this guy's the next saying that his artistry is like really.
What, Beyonce like rated King Cruel? Really?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised by that.
Yeah, in like 2014, she really, in like an article, she said that she really enjoyed his song Baby Blue.
That's mad. I never. Oh, is that because they're a child like Blue Ivy Car or something? Like, what's that about?
Maybe the correlation. I forgot. It was like years ago. Yes, and I just wished he had his song Rock Bottom on Spotify. If you heard that before?
Yeah, so I'm really confused about that. Like, why isn't that on an album? Like, I thought that'd be with Easy or something. Like, that is such a good track. That's like my favorite track by his. Like, me and Charlotte like always like smoke listening to that song. It's so good.
Yeah, because I remember my sophomore year of college, I'll play it all the time, and then even in like the communal showers, I'll be blaring it. People tell me to turn it off and shit. I'm just like, nah, shut up. It's a great song.
It's a really good beat and lyrics. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Great track. Probably my favorite track of his.
You know another artist I want your opinion on? Rino Soriyama.
Yeah,
you heard of her?
What's that, sorry?
Oh, Rina Soriyama.
I haven't heard of her.
Oh, yeah.
How do you spell it? I'll have a look.
Oh, Rina, Rina space Sariyama, Sawayme, or A, yeah, at the end. Rina.
Wait, how do you spell the last name? A what?
Sawa. It should come up already.
SAW.
Something Soriyama, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, because she's Japanese born, but she grew up in London, and she makes.
Oh, I can't find it anywhere. Could you send me a link or something?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Like,
yeah, I'll let you know what I think of it.
Yeah, because like she grew up in London and she performed at the O2 Arena.
Oh yeah. I've seen that venue. I've watched a few shows. I watched 1975 at that venue actually. It's pretty good.
Cool, yeah.
Venue.
Because she was with Years and Years.
Years and Years are pretty decent. We saw I saw him at Glastonbury. They were alright. The vocals aren't that good. From what I thought, like the stage show is like pretty good, but his voice is a bit like all over the place. I think a bit of a weird mix.
Is Matt Healy better live in person? Because I've watched his live performances for the 1975 on YouTube, and I wasn't impressed at all. I don't think he's a live performer.
It's a bit of a weird one. When I went to go see him, he's got so. It was in a big arena, so they have it. It's hard to tell, but like there's a lot of backing vocals that go on over while he like sings and stuff. But you can hear him, and he is it's not bad. Like, but I do get what you mean. For some reason, on the YouTube videos, like he sounds really bad. But particularly before when he was on heroin and stuff, he was like he's gotten a lot better as a vocalist recently. Since not being on that, basically. And I saw him. I saw him at one of the first shows after he had come clean or whatever. Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think his music got better, even though his first album was really good, like Girls, Chocolate.
Oh yeah. Absolute bangers. They're classic.
And what other like artists that you would say influence like your music video style? Now I'm switching it to that.
Yeah, music video style. So I'm a bit weird with the music videos. Like I don't know what it is, but I've always kind of been I've always been into like making like home movies and stuff. Like there's this old band Bonamy. I used to do their music videos as well, and I just really like stuff that's really colourful. I really like really kind of saturated things. I guess Lyrical Lemonade or like some of the Gus Dapperton stuff is definitely of a certain influence, but for me it's mainly I quite like the vintage sort of like colourful aesthetic. No, I really like I'm really drawn to like really old like how long have you been like on YouTube for? Like, how long have you been watching stuff on YouTube? Because I'm really inspired by like kind of like the kind of vintage like YouTube videos, like 2008, like the older ones.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on it since World of Warcraft days, like 2000.
Yeah, for some reason that period of YouTube like really, really inspires me. I don't know how to describe it.
Because I was getting like movie vibes too in your creative process. Like
Woozy, yeah, I could see that a little bit, or Oliver Tree a little bit. Have you seen his music videos?
Oh, that hurt, music. That budget must have been crazy.
Oh yeah, the song Hurt. Yeah, that video is amazing. That's kind of like my goal in terms of like video production.
Yeah, you'll get there. Yeah, because that one. Yeah, I don't know. Oliver Tree. I feel like he's more of a meme. I think. That's
it's weird. I didn't hear of him, but I was with a mate, and his girlfriend was saying, "Oh, have you listened to Oliver Tree?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And he's like, "Oh, I'm really concerned for his safety. Like, I really hope he's okay." And I checked out his videos, and he's like, he's weird. Like, he's got. I love his as I said, I love his memey sort of style, but his I don't know. Like, some songs are better than other ones. I'm not keen on a lot of his stuff. I like Her and Alien Boy. Yeah, those are good songs.
I love his song When I'm Down. If you heard it.
Oh, When I'm Down. I haven't seen that one yet.
I think that was one of his earlier tracks. It's such a college, like in the States, how like the conception is like we like to party a lot, do all of that stuff, and that would be a theme song.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah. That's his very first song, I think. Yeah. What was it? A lot of parties you were saying?
Oh yeah, I just see that song playing at like college parties, but I think it just blew by since it was like the first song that came out, so no one was really giving their ears towards it, so it never took off as it could have been. So
what's the sort of vibe at your at college parties? I'm kind of curious.
I don't really like
the music was.
It's not that good. It's mostly like 2006, like I'll say like VH1 top 10s. Like they'll play a lot of like T-Pain.
Oh really?
Yeah, like, especially at the bars. Matter of fact, like the bars is a lot of T-Pain, a lot of Natasha Beckenfield. I think the girl who sings the rest is Unwritten or whatever. Like
okay, yeah.
And they'll play some most pop or top 10 or top 100 tracks, but it's nothing where you feel like, man, I wish people could actually be more receptive to newer music because they would have a way better time. I feel like we're more comfortable in a sense, but now I fear TikTok is going to take over the night scene, and oh my god, I can't.
Because now TikTok is like super cringe. I made one for like to try and like get notoriety on it, but it's just such a cringy platform. It is just it's got a lot. There's so many videos of like underage people. It's so weird. Yeah. As a platform, I'm not really a fan.
True, like the minute you hit like 22, 23, you're like a grandfather on the app. Like no.
Yeah. Do you know what's weird? It's like seeing there's so many like people like starting TikTok accounts during COVID, and like I keep seeing them on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my god, just leave me alone. This is like, it's terrible.
But I would say you still have your chance to still blow up, since it's kind of pretty much relatively still a new platform. So right now their algorithm is just taking anybody. So like, so if you can make a good product, it's gonna blow up compared to like Instagram and YouTube right now, since it's now in its like teenage years and turning more mature. So now they're kind of like, okay, we already have a good fan base. We don't have any more like pretty much new viewers, so we can just push out who we want or those already that getting a lot of engagement on the app. So you still got your chance. I would definitely say do it.
I'm gonna try with a lot of the younger like apps and stuff to see if I can get like notoriety. And there's a few apps I've heard of, but yeah, TikTok is definitely definitely one of them. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say like, what are the other apps that you heard of?
Oh, there's one called Voxy or whatever, and there's another app someone was telling me about, Flickr or something. I can't remember the name of it, but there is some other ones that I might use, but it's just difficult, to be honest, because like you like in a regular day, like you can only really focus on like 2 or 3 apps at a time.
Yeah.
Like and keep the posts up. Like with Instagram, you've got to put up like 2 or 3 posts like a day or whatever, and I'm like I could barely keep up with that, to be honest.
Same here. Yeah.
I know you're doing pretty good with the podcast. I like the posts you were putting up.
Thanks. Yeah, because
pretty good.
What I noticed is more people will be more engaged in different content, and then you funnel them into your podcast. So I'm like, okay, I'm a music podcast. I like to just show different artists. So why not make an Instagram page for my podcast, but do like daily 1, 2, 3 posts a day about different musicians you might not have heard of, but then once you check them out, and then you'll be more inclined to check out the podcast.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Or maybe just, I was thinking you could like just show a bit more of like your own life and that sort of thing. That might work in terms of like posts. Yeah, like wherever you get up to, like show your gym setup or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna venture into YouTube. I'm gonna put this episode on YouTube and do other.
You should do clips as well, individual clips based on certain things like people talk about.
Yeah,
stuff
definitely.
That really works.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, whenever you upload it on YouTube, send me the link, because I'd definitely share that. Yeah, will do. Also, too, how like there's a lot of protests in America, and I've seen overseas too. The UK has also been very active. I went to a protest a week ago, Black Lives Matter one in Canterbury, and that was pretty good. It was I was doing like photography for it, because I was going to get some photos in the paper and everything. But there was this bit where we were all in the high street in the middle, sort of like the middle of like the town basically, and we all kind of kneeled for like 2 minutes and like in silence. And there was this old lady that kind of just walked through the group of us and was like, "You're all part of the problem." Da, 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 da. It was like really. It was so annoying. Like, it was really irritating. But there's been quite a lot of protests here, like kind of weekly. I think in every sort of nearby town I can think of. It's really, really big. What about you guys?
Because I heard in the UK they took down a statue. Was that near you? Of like a slave owner or a shipper?
Yeah, so that was actually in a town I was gonna gig at, that Bristol. That was I can't remember the name of the slave trader, to be honest, but yeah, it got taken down and thrown in the river. And I think they want to do that with there's a statue here and a lot of other statues in different sort of towns and stuff.
Okay.
There's quite a few. What about is there any statues in America they want to take down? Or?
Yeah, I believe they took down a couple so far.
Well, like the Christopher Columbus ones or whatever.
Yeah, they took down a few so far, and it's crazy, but I really believe that it's for like the good. A lot is going to change, and we're in the world's going to be different, especially with COVID and with the protests. Now everyone's starting to be more aware of what's going on.
I was watching a documentary about Los Angeles 1992 or whatever recently.
Yeah, the riots.
The Rodney King stuff, like it was just disgusting what happened there. That, like the footage and stuff, it was horrible.
Yeah, the Rodney.
America's a really bizarre place in terms of that sort of thing.
Oh, definitely. But everyone loves America. They want to come here, but I don't know, just traveling too, because I'm originally from Jamaica. Just seeing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Jamaica. Like me and my partner, we want to travel across the world a bit. Maybe get like an old like school bus or caravan and renovate that.
Truly. Oh yeah, make sure you vlog it too.
Yeah, yeah. I think we might have to do something like that. Yeah.
And yeah, like you should do some like Caribbean, some reggae. I could see that just infusion with dream, like some pop, and you like your aesthetic. I think that could really go far.
I'd really like to do that. Yeah, Charlotte, she's a really big fan of like reggae music, and I quite like it as well. Like it's a really good vibe.
Even to like a lot of what people don't really realize, reggae is a really revolutionary sound. Like they speak about a lot of topics that affect a lot of people in society. So it's like Irie vibes, but then if you listen to the lyrics, it's very like in a sense political.
Have you heard of Mouse by any chance? The reggae artist.
No, I haven't.
His first album, Wadu Dem or whatever, it is like the lyrics on it is like so deep. Like the sound of what he's doing is like very, very strange, like quite typical reggae. But the lyrics are like really brutal about the colonialism and about his parents in relation to him and stuff. Check it. I'll have to send it to you. You definitely check it out.
Oh yeah, please do. Also, check out Chronix. Yeah, he's a reggae artist. His first album, I forgot. It was like in 2017. That one was very political. He talked about like the Queen of England.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not really like a big. I'm not really a big fan of the royals and the Queen of England and stuff.
Yeah, how are they like perceived in like over in the UK?
It's a really weird one because you'll get like half of people that are like really pro like the royal family, and for me and a lot of people I know, we're just a bit like, what? Like, why does everyone care that much? Like, well, there's like Prince Andrew, who's a bit of a weirdo, and there's I don't know. I think the Queen's crown, right? Her crown, it has like a jewel in it that's like 500 billion.
Really?
Costs like 500 billion, and it's like you could literally like fix, world hunger or something at 400 billion. It's really strange that it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, so not really a fan. I'd say like half of people were okay with her, and then half are not. Like, yeah.
Because don't you pay taxes, and some of the tax money goes to them?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't personally pay the taxes for it because of the amount I make.
Yeah.
But it is ridiculous how much people have to pay in tax towards her. I would never really do that. I don't think. I'd probably move.
Because honestly, like the Queen, she's like a Duracell battery. Like she's been living forever. Like
yeah, she's been living for ages. There's a friend of mine that believes in a conspiracy theory that she's been dead for like 3 or 4 years or whatever, and that she's been replaced by a lizard or something like that. It's really weird.
Yo, I've been hearing about all these lizard conspiracy theories about the secret society.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about them too. It's really strange. I'm a big conspiracies fan, so yeah.
Yeah, I used to go down that rabbit hole, definitely, and that's why YouTube pretty much banned Alex Jones. If you heard of him.
Yeah, Alex Jones. He's a funny one. What conspiracies are you into? What ones did you follow?
Oh, like the Rothschilds.
Oh yeah, the Rothschild stuff. That's really it's really creepy.
Yeah, because
the Epstein stuff. Yeah, I find that like really bizarre.
The ancient stuff you said?
The Epstein stuff.
Oh, Epstein. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one's kind of crazy. Yeah, because you said one of the princes, supposedly in like documents he was there.
Yeah, that's really weird. There's some conspiracy theories I found that the creator of Simpsons, he was on that island or whatever, which is really weird.
Jeez.
There's tons of stuff. Like I'm a bit of a alien fanatic, so I believe in the what is it in the 40s? The I can't remember whereabouts it was in America.
Roswell.
Yeah, Roswell. I'm quite a firm believer in that. I think.
What about?
That's the only alien thing I believe in, though. It's weird.
What about ancient Egypt? Because if I can go back any time, I want to see how the pyramids were made.
Yeah, so I'm a bit. I don't really know the pyramids and everything. Like, why is it that everyone thinks that they were created by aliens?
Because the way how it was perfectly aligned in
Yeah.
like the sky, and they like each pyramid area that they made perfectly aligned. Also to just the amount of like machinery that it would take to actually carry one like stone. Like no one found how they did it, and even because they moved it probably like 30 miles or like probably 100 kilometers from one location all the way to Egypt. To like
they have that in the UK as well. There's Stonehenge, which is like the oldest like collection of rocks like gathered, and it would just take like as you said, machinery. Like it would take so much machinery to get them to move. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it's just just brutal like slave trades and stuff to put those together. I really don't know.
Honestly, they said that there weren't any slaves that built the pyramids. It was all
really?
Yeah, it was all paid workers, like really craftsmen, and they paid them in beer back in the day.
Paid workers in beer to put the pyramids together. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I really don't know about that.
Yeah, because like slaves, how would slaves be so like architectural savvy to like make everything so precise?
That's true. That's true. To be honest, I didn't think about it like that. Like, how would they, possess the knowledge to do that?
Yeah, and also
it's weird.
They found supposedly electricity. That they said that Egypt had electricity back in the day.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Like there were like some jars.
Electricity.
There were like some jars that had some type of like wiring, and it produced light. And then what?
Egypt is just bugging. That's such a strange place.
Yeah. Oh, and ancient. What's his name? I was listening to a podcast. Graham Hitchcock, I think that's his name. He's very big into like ancient Egypt, and and he said that the watermarks on like the Sphinx predates what we think the time it was created. So they think it was probably 10,000 years earlier.
Really?
So they think
oh my God,
Egypt
that's weird.
was actually a way older civilization.
Oh, I'll have to get into. I'll have to look all that up. And I love conspiracies, man.
Yeah, like it's a music podcast, but we're gonna talk about conspiracies because if you want to get
I love where this went.
Yeah, me too.
Proper like Joe Rogan vibe or whatever.
Yeah, because if you want to get into it, also there's like the Anunnakis.
Anunnakis, what's that?
They're like supposedly like ancient beings from another planet that were like very tall, and like they were depicted in a lot of ancient civilization artwork, and they were like probably some in like Mexico and different areas of the world, and they all pretty much depict the same type
for me it's like I feel like the imagery of aliens exists with the Roswell thing. I reckon they were like little green like reptilian things from like some sort of like mainly water-based planet for some reason. That's kind of like my theory, but yeah, that's true. That's weird. The Anunnakis. I haven't really heard much about that. I'll have to look into it after this.
Yeah, trust me, you're gonna be in a rabbit hole for a couple of days. And two, they found what is called like depictions of our solar system, like correctly. Like how could this ancient civilization know the right sizes too for like Venus, Pluto?
That is mad.
It's just crazy.
That is absolutely mad.
And like that's, I would say, contributes to our ignorance. Like we think, oh, they're ancient civilization, so they weren't as smart as us, but I think they were smarter.
Yeah, I feel like it's like we constantly like talk about the intelligence of like other civilizations out there, and like they're probably way more advanced than us, and probably not as much like influenced by like greed or any of the other dumb things that humans are influenced by. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then another conspiracy, they said they digged in the United States and found like tools and other artifacts that predates when they thought humans actually went onto US.
Yeah, I heard about that they used, was it like Argentina or something? There's like a collapsed civilization or something there.
Yeah,
I'd heard that stuff. Gosh, so many weird conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and to how we like the Earth, like civilization reset like probably 3 times. So this is like we're in like our 3rd edition of where we are in societies, like civilization wiped out, and then
I reckon COVID's gonna like wipe us all out, and the cockroaches will live on after us or some bullshit.
Yeah, definitely have a strain, and then some type of being comes and just puts their DNA again and just resets.
Imagine if aliens came. Like the thing is, out of all this, there's been so many ways that the COVID story has developed. Like I feel like aliens must be next. Me and you know the SpaceX thing.
Yeah.
So that launch, I watched it with a few people, and like we saw this like blue and red light in the sky, and it was moving in a way that seemed like a UFO. Like, and I reckon there might have been. I reckon we might have seen one.
I don't know if they're still here. I mean,
yeah, I'm skeptical. I feel like what it is that it wasn't an alien in it. I feel like the government, when they set off rockets, they test like they test crafts that they reverse engineered.
Yeah, I don't know, like, because it's just crazy. If these protests keep going on for like a good cause, who knows? Like the U.S. government or some type of world government brings out those type of ancient engineering.
Whereabouts are you based, actually?
I live in Connecticut.
So is there any protests in Connecticut and stuff?
Yeah,
is there anything going on?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot.
Is it like a daily sort of thing, or what is it like?
I wouldn't say as daily, but last week they were going on for probably like 4 or 5 days, from what I remember seeing. But now they'll protest probably like twice a week.
See, the thing is with the American protests that we've kind of missed out on is that I feel like the American police system, it really does need like a massive reform or something. With some of the stuff I've seen, it's like some really like awful footage of police officers attacking people and like pretending to be like civilians and that sort of thing.
Yeah, you heard about like the brick conspiracy?
What's that?
How like near the protest there will be an unmarked car and it'll be full of bricks, and they saw like cops coming out of it.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah,
I don't know.
Warren Buffett's Acme Brick or whatever. That is. Oh my god. Yeah, that's weird. I did not know. Yeah, I kind of heard about it, but I didn't know exactly what it was called. They've been doing that in the French have actually been protesting for a couple of years actually about brutality, and like the police have been pretending to be the civilians as well. It's really weird. There's a lot of really corrupt stuff going on.
Yeah, definitely.
With police systems around the world. I mean, the one I went to, there was like these community support officers, like these two just police officers that were quite friendly. But yeah, for the most part, it's quite. In other countries, it just seems really barbaric.
Yeah, and you know the American system, the crazy part, the 1% is still making money off of these protests.
Really?
Because when the looting and like the destruction of property happens, the city is gonna have to issue bonds, and then these big corporations buy these bonds with high yield interest rates. Because I studied finance in college. And
okay.
So the taxpayers are going to be the ones paying for these bonds eventually to build back infrastructure, and then Wall Street still makes a killing. They made probably, I think, $100 billion off of protests throughout life. Yeah, throughout the time.
Really?
Over the decades.
Oh my god.
So
that's terrible. What exactly is a bond? I don't actually know what it is.
So like, let's say, because I know they have like war bonds. So if like the UK, they were in a war, for them to fund it, they would issue bonds. So then investors or just even like any regular civilian, they can buy these bonds. So normally they're like at $1,000, and they'll issue them at maybe like 10-20% interest. So you'll get $100 per
okay, fair enough.
So
that's weird.
So that's how like the U.S. government have so much debt, and like they're not imploding because they just pay off the interest on the bonds.
The problem is though, like, because with obviously all these protests going on, like under the government you guys have got at the moment, I just can't really see much happening. I mean, if under Obama's government the Black Lives Matter protests were going on, like that, there wasn't really much push there with like the Zimmerman thing. Like, it's really, I'm not sure what could be done really.
Yeah, I don't. The only way. Well, first to touch on the Zimmerman thing, the father he came to my college and actually spoke, and it was just
Really?
yeah, it was crazy. It was like during the time Trump got elected, I transferred to a new college.
What, the father of Trayvon Martin?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And,
that story, like, is just, for me, that is like the most rotten thing I can think of.
Trust me, it was. Race tensions were crazy at my college because there was only 3% black people at my school.
Oh, really?
At the time, yeah, when I transferred, and there were a whole bunch of protests going on. People were just screaming out the N-word out of their dorms towards us.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then, like, one kid said when he got the mic, I was looking through the information, and I believe Zimmerman had the right to kill your son, right to his face.
My god!
Everything erupted inside the auditorium. It was just...
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, crazy time.
That, like, the thing is, it was Trayvon or whatever. He just had like a packet like Skittles or something. It was something so stupid that he had. Like, oh my god.
But the thing too,
that for me is the worst.
But the
thing I
too,
can think of.
It's like it's racism in a sense, but it's also politics because it's all about lobbying. Like ALEC, it's like a big organization that many corporations funded for like decades, but a lot of them started to pull out. And like the NRA, which the president of the NRA went to my college, and our college pretty much does not even talk about him anymore. Like
the NRA or whatever. Yeah. They the only time they've lobbied against guns was when the Black Panthers were took over City Hall in the 60s or something.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
So they were the ones that put in Stand Your Ground. So now, and plus two, with documents of how black men, for us, we need like video evidence. Thankfully, we're in 2020 where technology is, but still, that's not all that it takes. And I feel like the only way to actually like evoke change is by coming together, just like how corporations can lobby. If every civilian who wants to support a cause lobby together and build, in a sense, their own corporation or PAC, super PAC, then that's the way to really start changing laws throughout society.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's something that your country definitely needs. The lobbyist thing, just absolutely crazy.
Because it started with Reagan. Reagan brought corporations into politics. The minute he
my god! So, he wasn't the he wasn't the best of people.
Yeah, a B-list actor. Come on, and
B-list actor.
And now we have a casino owner as a president.
You guys have had some weird choices.
I mean, hey, I got Boris. I have friends in the UK studying, and they said he's kind of a nut job too.
Yeah, he's it's weird because he's wanted to be the leader on and off for like about 10, 15 years, and like when the Brexit thing, when that started, he was like, he'd like made like two versions of speeches like at the conference, one for Brexit and one against Brexit.
Yeah.
And he just picked the side that would get him the most popularity, or whatever. But yeah, he's really weird. I've never voted for him or whatever. I voted for the Labour or whatever.
How's Brexit gonna affect the UK? Because I've already seen how it affected the pound. From a financial aspect.
God, like it's just been the ultimate like shit show of like all time. Like we've the pound has been pretty bad for a while just because of coronavirus. It was pretty good around when we had our most recent election actually, but they announced like a couple days ago that they're gonna, because there's like a Brexit like transition period of like a year.
Yeah.
And it's this year, and they're like, it will conclude in December, and I'm like, why? Like, this is like the worst year to do it. Like, there is so much going on. Like, our economy is
elections coming up,
shrunk by 20% or whatever. It's just, oh my god.
I know. Yeah, 2020 is crazy because we got elections coming up too.
Yeah, you got Biden versus Trump. Oh my god. I feel for you guys with that one. You guys never get the best Democrat, I don't think.
Hey, we don't get the best anything. Yeah.
Are you pro Bernie? Were you did you want him to get in?
Honestly,
or who were you?
I wasn't. I'm in the middle. I'm more of a libertarian, but I wasn't.
Who runs for the Libertarian? Is that Gary something.
Well, he ran last time, yeah, but I wasn't following this time around. I'm probably just gonna vote for whoever has a black agenda, to be honest. For me as a black man, I gotta vote my interest this time around.
Yeah, but Biden, there was a clip of Charmaine the God on the Breakfast Club talking to Joe Biden. I saw it was just where Joe Biden said, "If you're thinking of voting for someone other than me, you ain't black or whatever."
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know. I don't really know which of your candidates has a black agenda, really.
Well, Bernie says
I really don't know.
Does have one. It's called the Lift Every Voice and Sing agenda.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah, it's a shame he got kicked out, really. Like, it would have been... I really wanted him to get in.
Yeah. Oh, Bernie?
Yeah, Bernie,
Oh, no. Biden has that agenda, but Bernie... I don't know how I feel about Bernie. I'm kind of torn.
Oh, really? Was it?
Because, I don't know. I just don't feel like... Well, just from a political... Like, if I'm just looking straight on political sides...
Yeah, of course.
He's not really a Democrat. Like, I view...
No, he's not.
I view him as a person...
Democrats a bit weird, though, because it's like... your guys' political spectrum is a bit different to ours. So, your left is, like, more right than our left, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So for me, from my perspective, Bernie seems a lot like the left wing we have over here, socialist, which I'm not actually too against, really. Okay. But I see your point. He isn't like the typical pick for that party, I guess.
But then again, too, after he ran in 2016. Yeah,
2016, I think.
He went back as an independent. So I kind of viewed it as like that guy who comes to hit up his ex-girlfriend for when he wants something, and then he will leave right after. Like, okay, I got what I needed, or if I don't get it, I'm just gonna leave, and then I'm gonna come back to try to get what I can get. So
that's a funny That's a funny analogy, man.
Like, you gotta like stay like, okay, now you're trying to make change in the Democratic party, but he's using it as that platform to get on because that's the only way you're gonna win the votes. He should have just stayed after the 2016 elections as a Democrat and try to enact change within that party instead of just going back as a lone wolf.
Yeah, he really should have kept to that, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I really don't know. It would have voting in America. It's quite complicated anyway, because it's not as if you just vote for that candidate. You have to vote for your representatives and your mayors and that sort of thing. Yeah. That's something I could never get my head around.
Because don't you have parliament? Because in Jamaica they have a parliament system that's similar to the UK.
Yeah, so it's I live in Canterbury, so we don't vote for the leader who we're going to get. We vote for who would be the MP in our area. So I voted for someone who's called Rosie, who was the Labour for here, basically. So that's kind of how it works. It kind of makes more sense as a system, but it's nowhere near perfect. And trust me, people here definitely do argue quite a bit about it.
Is there a lot of money in your politics as America, or no?
Probably not. I feel like our elections are a little bit more fair, but I don't know. I mean, anything's more fair than the lobbyists, from what it seems. I don't know. Yeah,
because like I say always, like, you should vote. Like, it's cool to vote, but but you're voting every day with your dollar.
Yeah. I'm not sure which side of the fence are sitting with that. I think definitely if you can vote, you should, but it's like certain elections, like your vote counts more. Like, well, certain states, your vote counts more, and that seems
with the electoral college.
Seems really weird to me.
Yes, because they don't want to have like a whole like Maine, Wyoming, like alienated, so they try to use it with like the electoral college to try to, in a sense, make it kind of fair, but it doesn't, to give them some sort of vote. Because if they just went the populist route, no one will go to those smaller states.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is for me is, like, I feel like America is just such a massive country. The electoral college model is just almost impossible to make sense for the whole country, because like somewhere like Los Angeles compared to Texas, they have like almost completely different political models.
Yeah.
It seems.
But if they do the populace voting, LA pretty much, if they all vote in like a bubble, then Wyoming and Maine and Connecticut would never get a say in what goes on in our elections. Because now
that's
it's
true.
just a sticky situation. It's just a really sticky situation. It's a lose.
It's a very sticky situation, America. I'll keep my distance for now.
Yeah.
But
just come.
I definitely would love. I'd definitely love to play over there though at some point.
Yeah, just get the check and then go home.
Or even busk or whatever. I'd love to. I definitely want to go back to America at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like New York, they have a lot of smaller venues that you could definitely go to get a
New York.
fan base.
Yeah, New York. I really, really liked when I was over there. Like that's a place I could actually genuinely like live in. I reckon. Like it's pretty. Like obviously it's very hot with the COVID stuff at the moment, but I love. It's just something about the way New Yorkers speak. They have that sort of cynicism that us Brits are kind of used to.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit similar to London in that way, but it's a great city. I'd love to play in. New York would probably be first on my list of places to play. Definitely.
Yeah, because like even in New York, I went to school in upstate New York, so it's a little different. Well, it's not. It's a lot different. It's not like the city, but in CT, I live near the city, and whenever I'll visit, I just love the city. It's just like the ambition, the dreams. When you go over the bridge, it's just something about it. Like everyone's trying to get to where they want to be in their life.
That's something I really like about it. I think.
Yeah, because like
I really like that.
Like Frank Sinatra has a song, New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, I need to. I need to go back to New York at some point. I mean, it's a bit difficult at the moment, but I think, me and my partner definitely want to do like a kind of road trip across America or something at some point.
Yeah, so when you get to New York, let me know.
Definitely, man. I'd love to. That would be great. I'll let you know how that goes, though. That might be a little while in the pipeline, but we'll have to do we'll have to do like another podcast in person or something. That'd be well fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. So once as the podcast gets better and get more views, like my plan is to go to like New York and like meet with more artists that way. So.
Oh, that'd be great. If you ever come to the UK, let me know. That would be because I could probably hit you up with a few acts that'd be willing to interview as well. Yeah,
thanks. Because I really want to go to the UK so I can go to a Man City game.
Oh, Manchester City. Oh, yes. Well, like a football game.
Yeah, I really want to go.
Oh, yes. Like, that would be great.
I'm not a big fan of like soccer per se.
Yeah.
But I just love the atmosphere because just watching it on TV, there was like a documentary series on Man City. Even though that is my team that if I'm going to support, they did this season. And you just see like the everyday life in like the pubs. I want to go to a pub first.
That's probably the best thing about the UK is our pubs and stuff. Like we would, there was a football game I went to like a few months ago. And we just had like a few beers at this quite cheap pub, and then went straight to the game. And the game was free, and it is just such a great. It's like the ultimate British experience.
True.
Rate it.
I would say go to a baseball game. Also,
really?
Yeah, because I went to my first Yankees game. I see why it's America's national pastime. 60% of the time, you're kind of invested, but 40% you're just on your phone talking, walk around the Yankee Stadium, get some beers.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, because like I didn't even stay the whole game because it rained out a little bit, and once they resumed, it was like at the bottom of the fifth. I'm like, yo, let's leave. And me and my friend, we went to the different bars right across from the stadium, and we had a great time. It's just a place to go for a little bit, and then you just go out in the Bronx, and just go out and party.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd definitely go to like a baseball game or something in the Bronx. You said that is there like a good place to watch games?
Yeah, there's what is it? It's not Jimmy T's. I think it's Teddy's. I have a shirt when I went. Yeah, like you'll know. There's the Yankees bar. There's a Yankees bar, like a whole strip.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like right under the train station. There's a whole bunch of bars that you can go to, just bar hop, because I love bar hopping, and that's what I definitely want to do in Europe. They call it a pub crawl over here. Oh, pub crawl. Okay.
With bar hop. Yeah, I definitely yeah, I'll definitely give that a go if you're going over to Europe. 100%.
Yes, definitely. But yes, Daniel, it was great having you on.
Yeah, it was fantastic,
episode.
man. I'd definitely be up for something like this again.
Oh yeah, me too, me too. So where can we find you?
What, online?
Yes.
I guess look up Lose You with the letter U, Daniel Keane music. If you just look up Daniel Keane music, you'll find if you look up Daniel Keane music on Google, you'll find literally everything I've got going on. The best places to find me are on Instagram and YouTube, because that's where I do most of my original content, especially Instagram at Daniel Keane _UK. That's where I run a lot of like covers, like requests and polls and bloopers videos and behind the scenes and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's where I do most of that sort of stuff. So check me out there.
Okay. Well, thank you, Daniel, for coming on.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. I really like this.
Yeah, thank you, and all the best. I'm gonna be checking up on your music, and let me know when you have new music.
Yeah, of course. I'll talk to you when I've got the my next song out. I think you'd really like that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Oh, before we leave, I love the remix to Sandberg's Girl.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was done by a mate of mine, a producer called Orange Bloom. I really like that. It's got kind of like, I don't know, bit Brockhampton sort of vibe in some bits.
Yeah, I would say it was very ambitious remix, but you pulled it off. Like they pulled it off. I'm like, okay.
Thank you very, very much, man. I really appreciate that.
Yes. All right, so I'll talk to you again later. Right,
yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit, Lloyd. All right.
Have a good one.
All right, you take care, mate. Bye.
Bye.